very real. And when I came out of my lucid dream, I was actually still having contact. And so I'm going to describe what my dream was like and everything that happened in it. And then I'll talk about what I experienced after my lucid dream when I woke up. Prior to going to sleep this particular night, I was in a deep, deep state of meditation. And I was in this state of just deep gratitude. And I was just, my prayer and my knowing, it was a knowing prayer. It was not wishing for something, but affirming something. Like, I affirm this. And what I was affirming and what I said in my prayer was, and I just said it internally, and it echoes throughout the universe. And I was emitting this frequency of like, I know that no matter what any being thinks, no matter what any being says, all beings, if they are incarnated, they are being spiritually guided. And I said this in such a deep, deep knowing, this knowing space within me of, I know that every being is spiritually guided if they're in a physical body. I know this. And it was something that was so deep that I could feel the energy match, like, in my being. Like, I wasn't just saying words, I had the energy that matched it, and I was feeling that energy in my being in that moment. It was so powerful that I literally felt an energetic wave ripple out from this state of knowing that I was in. It was so incredibly deep. I was being guided after this prayer to go to sleep. And it was like sudden, like I was very, very tired. You're being guided to go to bed for some reason. And so I did. I fell asleep really fast. And I found myself awake in a dream. And in this dream, I was in my grandparents' house, and I was going into the laundry room. And when you go into the laundry room, there's actually a big, beautiful window that just, you look straight ahead and you can see into like the neighbor's side of their, I felt this like shift in energy outside. And Ian, my boyfriend, he says, "Oh, someone's here." And I said, "Oh, really?" And so I look out the window to like look where he's looking, and there lands a scout like spaceship. And so I was like, "Oh, like I know them. I know who that is." And I know the man, and I say, "Brother," in my heart. And I'm just like, "Brother, oh my gosh, like it's been so long since I've seen you," kind of thing. And Ian's like, "Well, like, don't just like run out there, like sense it out a little bit." And I'm just like, "Oh, like, I know who that is, it's fine." And so I race out there. I make my steps down to the driveway, and on the driveway, they're looking at me, I'm looking at them. There's actually a beautiful, it's not a sunset, but it's starting to get to that point where it's going to soon be sunset, and the sun is actually directly behind them, so it casts a shadow a little bit on their physicality. But beautiful imagery, like with the sun behind them, and then they're in front, and it's just like the radiating light is kind of the whole symbolism. Every step that I take towards them, it's like there are energetic layers falling off of me, and I'm completely aware of each energetic layer. One is like an energetic layer of a lot of negative feelings. To another layer of a lot of different chaotic thoughts, and then it just kind of goes deeper and deeper the closer and closer I walk toward to them. in order to hug them, the last layer of it was just thought in general. Like, but these thoughts that were the last layer were very, like, very evenly paced. They were not chaotic racing thoughts. They were like very intentional thoughts. Last part of that was like this deep, just like all feeling, and I hugged them, and when I hugged both of them, all you felt was union. Like, there was no difference between my body and their body. The energy was the same. I remember crying deeply, and I could feel how much love and light there was in this union, and it was just so incredibly deep. And after this point, it gets a little bit more symbolic. I'll go into it a little bit, but basically, after hugging them, I found myself in the dream reverted back into a child. And in front of me, I had about 5 different animal-like toys. One of them, I realized this later after analyzing the dream or looking into it more, feeling more about it. I realized that one of the animal toys was symbolic for my connection to the Sirius consciousness. For those of you that aren't familiar, the Sirius consciousness is related to our dolphins and whales on this planet. So they are our direct physical link to the Sirius consciousness in the sky. And so I had one toy that represented my Sirius consciousness, my Sirius connection, which I became aware of in Hawaii when I swam with wild dolphins in a very beautiful way. Maybe I can go into that in another video. And then I found another animal toy that was a cat. And cats to me are always a symbol of my Lyran connection, the feline people. And so there were about 3 other animal toys that at the moment I'm not completely aware of. Those were the 2 that really stood out. And so I found myself in the dream reverted into a child, and so happy, like so incredibly happy, like pure joy in a body, like so amazing. And the sun was setting now in the dream. It was starting to get dark, and I noticed that my friends, my 2, they're actually Pleiadian, 2 Pleiadian friends. I noticed that they were getting into their spaceship. They were preparing to take off, and I instantly got so sad, and I found myself no longer the same age child that I was when I was playing with the toys. I felt like maybe I was around, when I was playing with the toys, I was around probably maybe 3 or 4. I wasn't very old, probably 3. And when I noticed that they were leaving, and I noticed my sensation of being deeply sad, I actually had gotten older. I was older in age, probably around 7, possibly 7 or 8. I was deeply, deeply sad that they were leaving. I felt kind of abandoned, or something of that nature. And that was really interesting. And so I started to ask them questions of like, where are you going? Like, why are you leaving? And by that time, I was a little older again, maybe like 13. Why are you leaving? And they told me that they were coming over the hills and that it was their time to go. And so they pointed over to the left and they said the hills, like over there. And I was like, what? And I look over and I'm looking to where they had pointed, and in comes a black, like, government, huge special ops, like, helicopter kind of thing. And so my friends leave. They had left. They just, like, but they shot up into the sky and they were gone. Like, there was, like, no, slow process. It was just like, bam, okay, bye. Like, amazing. And so this helicopter comes in, or it wasn't a helicopter. I don't know what it was. Special ops plane. It was huge. And they land at the edge of the property, and then they walk onto the property, and I'm approached by this group of government people. And interestingly enough, a woman who actually looks a lot like me, but it wasn't quite me, she was the one leading the group. And I noticed that there's at least another woman. So I'm kind of sensing that this is like a symbolism for like my own self-protection defense mechanisms, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I was told too. Is that then later in the dream, I actually felt myself aboard a mothership, which was interesting. So when I woke up from this dream, I was laying there and I was receiving telepathic communication between me and my, like, soul connected in my oversoul to the man. And so I felt like this was me in another life. And I'm assuming, and this is what feels right to me, is that the woman was actually my partner in that life. So that was my partner and I was the man. So, and I know this because when I woke up, I was hearing his voice in my head and I was receiving telepathic communication and I was tuning into my life as that man in that life. And so, what I was receiving was actually, I could feel myself driving the spaceship or like piloting it or whatever. And, I was receiving commands from whoever my higher up is. Okay, just bear with me. But like, so I was receiving like coordinates to go to this and this, and I was basically like tuning into that life while physical in this life. And so I was receiving telepathic communication, and it was interesting because there was sometimes like this mental static going on in my mind, like I was tuning in and out like a radio channel, and I was intuitively told to do this: middle fingers to the temples, because the middle fingers are the longest fingers on the hands, so they conduct the most electricity. So I was told to do this, and as soon as I did that, I could hear everything so clearly, like clear as day as I'm talking right now. Like, that's how clear it was in my mind. And I felt the sensation of that aspect of my soul talking to this aspect of my soul. However, it kind of freaked me out in the moment, and I wasn't really prepared, and I didn't really know what was going on, and so I kind of like, ah! So I kind of just threw static on it because I didn't know what to do with it in the moment. In those moments, do your best to relax and like, there are a lot of different energies I was working through at the time, and I was just like, is this like really happening? Like, and of course it was, but we all have these like, different thoughts about it. And so I asked for confirmation, like, can I receive some sort of physical manifestation? It was nighttime, obviously, and it was probably around like, I don't know, it was really late at night, and I said, I always like to look out the window at the stars, and I said, can I please like see the ship, or can I see like a shooting star or something, like to confirm that this is really happening. And I saw a shooting star, and it could have been a ship, but it was far away if it was. And I saw a shooting star, and I just knew that that was confirmation for me. It was exactly what I had asked for, and I got it. And these kind of ET contact dreams are more than just dreams, obviously. They're real experiences. And so if you want to have more dreams like that, then it's really all about energy alignment, and it's really about allowing. Allowing is huge. Like receiving from the universe what it is that you want to experience. And that receiving is knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're heard. I really enjoy doing this. I really love getting people to think outside the box and open their heart and open their mind. And so it's all good stuff. And again, if you like videos like these, please like and subscribe. And namaste. Thank you so much.